Welcome to Tennessee Court Talk. I'm Joette Giroux, communications writer for the Administrative Office of the Courts. I am your host for this episode featuring Tennessee State Trooper Tara Lee. Trooper Lee provides security for our judges and justices at the Tennessee Supreme Court in Nashville. She does double duty with a second post at the Tennessee State Capitol, alternating week to week. Trooper Lee is a much-loved member of the Supreme Court family. She is also a triple-negative breast cancer survivor. Today, she joins us to share her unique role and the friendships that have developed over the course of her service to the state. Welcome, Trooper Lee.
Hello.
Start off by telling us how you got your start working security at the Tennessee Supreme Court.
Well, back in 2013, I left my position as a flight attendant for Delta Airlines. In March of 2013, I became a state trooper. Well, in July, actually. In March, I went to the Trooper Academy. Left the air and came down to the ground, is what we call a road dog. Got through the academy. I worked in Robertson County from 2013 till about 2016, and that's when I came down to the Capitol Protection Unit. I left the road and came to the Capitol Protection Unit, and when I started, I roved, meaning from post to post. We have many different posts throughout the Capitol and the legislative buildings. And I roved until I roved to the Supreme Court one day. And the head court clerk there said, evidently, he said, "Hey, we like her, we want her." And my captain brought it to my attention, and he said, "Hey, they want you over there, so I'm going to, start rotating you through the Supreme Court." Keep in mind that the Supreme Court, I do week to week, 1 week on, 1 week off. I'm also on the ground floor of the Capitol, taking in employees as well as deliveries. That's the entrance for those. It was kind of a tug of war. So that's how I ended up keeping the two posts. But as far as the Supreme Court is concerned, they wanted me, and I had to show them that I was worthy. The same thing that made them request me is what keeps me there. I take my job very seriously, and they know that if they bring an issue to me or if we have an issue in there, that I'm going to handle business. I'm going to take care of it.
Mm-hmm. Now, judicial security is a growing concern due to increased threats and online attacks targeting judges and court officials. What makes your security role with the Tennessee Supreme Court different?
Well, when you say different, it's probably on the road. I mean, enforcement on the road, which I still do, it's different people day to day. But those people I've grown to love. I have relationships with the clerks as well as the justices. And, I mean, they're like my family, so I protect them like my family. I take that seriously, and it makes me feel good. It makes me feel worthy. It makes my chest swell when they say, "Hey, go get Trooper Lee," or tell her about it. She's going to handle it, because that's what I do. I handle business.
What would you say is the biggest challenge when it comes to protecting the courts?
The biggest challenge is probably keeping eyes. I have a number of cameras, okay, and I can't look at them all at once. You have certain ones that are probably more, I wouldn't say important, but I would have to keep my eyes on more than the others. That's probably the biggest challenge for me. I'm a people person. I know how to deal with people. I know how to, if we have problems in there, you have patrons or people filing appeals coming in, sometimes getting heated or getting upset. I know how to de-escalate. And sometimes it's not even, me saying a word. I can give them a look or go over there and stand by the clerks, and my presence says it all. Says, "Okay, now we're going to have to wrap this up, or there's a door," wrap it up, well, there's the door.
What has surprised you the most during the course of your service?
Oh, that's a hard one. You put me on the spot there. Surprise, probably the support. If I had to think about it, it would probably be all the love and support. You know you're appreciated, but to feel the love is a totally different thing. They love me. They love me, and they love the work that I do and what I stand for.
You also serve as their eyes and ears while in and around the Supreme Court. Tell me about the little extras you provide in watching out for them.
Everything from the parking, where they park. If one of the justices or a group of the justices or judges and clerks go for walks for lunch, then as far as I can see them, I'll get that old camera and follow them. And sometimes I just, step outside to the curb and just watch traffic or watch them. I won't go too far because that's my post, but, I'm here, there, and everywhere. Usually if I have to go along the hallway or something, or I've had to go down sometimes and deal with shredded, I'll tell them. They said I should be in great shape. I'll be right back. I let them know where I am. I'll be right back. I jot down those stairs and come right back. So it's always something to do.
Now, you told me that you are known for getting a bit loud inside, but that's due to your hearing. Tell me about that.
Well, when I was probably 2 years old, I was diagnosed with what they call a cholesteatoma, and therefore my hearing was decreased. That's also what prohibited me from going to the Marine Corps without a waiver. I didn't get a waiver, so I didn't go to the Marine Corps, but my brother went for me, so I was good with that. But yeah, a lot of times I'm speaking or I'm a lot louder or firmer than I realize because of the hearing, but I do the best I can. Now, when I do need to get loud, imagine it's extra loud. So I'll stand in the front of that Supreme Court sometimes and holler all the way down the street, and they don't have a problem hearing me. Mind you, I have a whistle. We all have a whistle attached to our uniforms, but I guess it's quicker to just do it, just holler down the street. Yeah, that's me.
That's an advantage for sure, huh?
That's me.
Now, you obviously work in close proximity to members of the judiciary. Without going into detail, is it beneficial to really know them and their habits when it comes to providing top-notch security?
Oh, yes. Knowing just about what time they'll arrive to work. Every day, but for every now and then, they'll change it up. But basically knowing when each judge will come in, I can see them through via the camera. I see the garage. I see them go all the way through till they get their parking space. Like I said, even the walking and the lunch breaks. Different ones do things at different times, but it's, I know them now. I know each and every one of them. I know their habits. A lot of times in the Supreme Court, they do tours of the Judiciary Museum and of the Supreme Court, even that. And they'll call me and say, hey, Trooper Lee, one of the justices in, more than others, says, hey, Trooper Lee, I got a tour going on at 1:30, and I got another one at 2:30. Lets me know because he knows I'm going to, all right, I'll be looking for him. I'll get them on in here and then give you a call when they get here. It's just the little things.
Personally, what do these relationships mean to you?
Everything. I mean, you got to do, in my opinion, I've got to do what I believe in and what I love doing. And that's why I'm a trooper. I believe in, more than anything now, I believe in the protection and the security that I provide, as well as breaking out that whip when I'm, on the road, because it's distracted driving is getting to be too much. But yes. I gotta love what I do. I gotta believe in the purpose for what I do. And I do. I do. I love my job. Not everybody can say that. It has its pros and cons, just like anything else. But I'm here. I'm in my purpose. I'm here for a reason.
You mentioned the support earlier, and I understand your courthouse friends really came through for you during your breast cancer journey. Talk about that time and what it meant to you.
Well, keeping my composure, it's always a soft spot. I don't care where I am, what time of the day, year, month. I was unfortunate to be misdiagnosed with triple negative breast cancer, stage 3. It was stage 0 or 1 when I found it. However, by the time the ball started rolling, I was stage 3. And I worked all the way through chemo and up until I couldn't anymore due to the immunotherapy and, my joints and everything and my energy. But all the while, the court clerks, the judges would bring me things like ginger chews and ginger ale and soup and crackers, and they just come down to see me and see how I was, because I went from a full head of hair with a bun to the ball, G.I. Jane. That's what I was. And they knew that I was doing the best I could, and they made sure that they supported me up until, like I said, I left. And coming back, I got back. The first day I got back to full-time duty again at work, all the judges got me a flower arrangement with a rose from each justice. I took a picture of it, and I still have the vase that it was in. Meant the world to me.
Did that experience change your perspective on your role as a state trooper?
Well, it didn't change my perspective. It just solidified it, that I'm where I'm supposed to be and that I'm doing a great job and that they notice me and they trust me and they appreciate me, and you name it.
You also have a love for the Supreme Court building itself. Tell me what you love about it.
I love the ceiling. I love the limestone for sure, but I love the ceiling, the pastel colors. I can be just sitting at my desk and I'll look up and I just thank God, that I'm in a nice place with nice people. Don't get me wrong. There are times when I miss being a road trooper, but I'm in a climate control building. Don't have to be out in the rain. My level is not all the way up because, that's what you get when you're answering calls, because you never know what you're going to get next. The anxiety. So, yeah, I basically know what I'll get from day to day. I don't take that for granted because, anything could pop off, but I know my building and I know what goes on around it and the people that are in it.
What does your future hold beyond the Supreme Court and state capitol?
I don't know. When you get with people you love, I've been asked a couple of times by different supervisors to, I always take the sergeant's test every 2 years, but go interview, get you some rank. You'd be so good at this or that. Well, I'm good here. And it's not to say that won't change in the 4 years that I have left with the Highway Patrol, but I'm where I want to be. I'm where I love to be. I'm where they want me to be, and it's nothing like feeling wanted and needed. So we'll see.
Trooper Tara Lee, it was a pleasure talking with you. Thank you for joining us on Tennessee Court Talk. To learn more about the Tennessee State Judiciary, please visit us at tncourts.gov.